Alright, part 3 of chapter 23 reunion. And I'm actually recording this fucking time because I just spent 4 minutes commentating this without realizing I hadn't hit record. Because I'm a fucking terrible YouTuber. So, to the right of where I started here is where the crossbow is that I talked about in the previous video. The reason you want to use a crossbow on that second guy is because I believe moving up triggers that shot, that rocket launcher guy to climb up here, and I don't know if you can get in the cover without him seeing you. So you want to use one of the rockets that's up there to kill the two shotgunners that are on the ground. Usually if they're somewhat close together, the rockets should kill both of them. I would say if you don't kill both shotgunners with the first rocket, just reload your checkpoint, because the less you need to worry about them possibly killing you, the better. And I was trying to save the other rocket that the rocket launcher guy drops when I killed him for those two guys that spawn above me and to the right there, but I ended up fucking up the shot, and not only didn't come close to hitting them, as it turns out those mountains that were behind them aren't solid, so the rocket went right through it and went off into nowhere land in the game world. So that was kind of annoying. If I had aimed a little closer to like the door frame that they walked through, I probably would have killed them and been able to save some of the Desert Eagle ammo that I had. But for the most part, this area, I believe it's like 3 or 4 checkpoints that you get during this section, and the actual placement of the checkpoints and like the enemies you deal with, I tried, like in the editing of this, trying to actually pinpoint the exact checkpoints and enemy placements was a bit of a hassle, because like 2 or 3 of the checkpoints put you in the exact same location. So trying to make sure in the edit that I'm including all the enemies in like one checkpoint. So one of them I know I hit because I got it like as I was on the turret. So you'll see an edit in like 2 minutes or something where I'm on the turret and then suddenly I'm on the ground because I hit a checkpoint and died because 2 guys with laser sights spawned like right above me and fucked me before I even had a chance to try and get in the cover. So, but just taking your time, moving up here slowly. You shouldn't have too much problem right now. This one guy up here is kind of annoying, but he is at an angle where he can't actually get like a good shot on me, and thankfully I was able to aim out of cover and actually kill him without the other guy way over there killing me. So, but this is me knowing that the guy's over there, but I don't want to take the chance of trying to leave cover and getting like screwed by him. So I'm being like very cautious here, because I have gotten up to this point before and I ended up dying because of one of these guys up here, because I think at this point I haven't hit a checkpoint yet. I don't know if the checkpoints determined by moving into like the middle section of this like open area, or if it's killing the enemies that trigger the checkpoint. I'm not 100% positive how it works. So all I know is that I don't have a checkpoint yet because I've died here. So I'm being like very cautious. Like I'm trying to listen in on if Elena's shooting at anybody or if I'm hearing gunshots from like other guys. So but I believe at this point I don't think there's I think like that guy up there is like the last guy. I know when I kill him, I believe I ended up getting a checkpoint here, or pretty soon. It's either killing this guy that I got it, or it was when I moved up and I got the checkpoint. I can't fully remember, but all I know is that when I reloaded after dying this area, those guys up there weren't there, so that's how I knew I had at least knew where that checkpoint put me at. And that's me trying to figure out where the fuck Elena is shooting at because I don't know who she's shooting at. Actually no, this guy is the last guy that I had to deal with before I got a checkpoint. But Elena does a decent job of killing some of the guys in this area, but for the most part she's pretty terrible, which is nothing new with game teammates and AI. So but eventually here I hit a checkpoint. And once you get the checkpoint, you have another wave of guys that show up here. But you want to be careful here because when you do kill the guy here, I ended up getting killed by the next wave of guys coming in from that left area. So this was the point when I was getting confused at where the checkpoints were, since from here on out every checkpoint puts you in that little middle area there. But this next wave of guys is the group that has I think it's 2 shotgunners. You want to jump up on this turret that I'm not immediately doing. But once these guys are dead, you want to immediately like jump off this turret, if you know, as quick as you can. Like right now I should be off the turret, but I ended up getting killed. So I found that running up here, like if you do die, you want to get the grenade launcher here, and then where I am right now, that second guy at the back, he can't shoot me. So I only need to really deal with the guys over here. And for some reason, when you reload the checkpoint, those 2 guys up there, they take a while before they finally show up. So I was able to send a grenade right in their direction and kill them and make my life easier with them. But for the most part, the rest of this is just dealing with these last like 2 guys. This last guy is kind of a pain in the ass because he ends up throwing a few grenades at me, and I had a couple failed attempts where I was trying to shoot him with the grenade launcher and I just was failing every shot, so I ended up just on this run trying to switch out and not keep it. And that was me actually taking a risk and aiming out of cover at that guy, but luckily he was getting ready to throw a grenade, so I didn't get screwed by him. And this is me fucking up like every one of these shots until the very last one. So, but once you see a laner drop down here, that's how you know you've dealt with all the enemies. And
think there might be a quick way down over here.
when you reload, or not reload, when you skip the cutscene here, you want to run around and try and find grenades. I ended up finding that one that I believe always respawns. I'm not 100% positive. And somewhere in this area, I forget exactly where it is, I found another grenade. I don't know if it's from a dropped enemy or if it's just one that's there in the landscape or something. But I was gonna cut this out, but I decided to leave in like where I pick up this grenade just in case it's always there. Since going into the next area, you want to have at least 1 or 2 grenades. Since you can kind of force through like all the enemy spawns in the next area, so you can kill like almost all the guys with all the grenades that you have. I ended up dying in this next part, which I think is better because the cover I went into was not the best cover anyway, so it was probably better that I did end up dying, and somehow I managed to hang on to that ledge and not completely miss that thing like I thought I was going to. But so what I should have done was that I should have just immediately thrown the grenade up there, but once those guys are dead, until you move up where I was looking, the rest of the enemies don't spawn in. So basically what you're seeing here is my first attempt at a strategy that I wasn't 100% sure was going to work. But I decided to go up here because for some reason you're able to climb up on that thing and get up there, which I'm not sure if you're supposed to, but I managed to make it work. And what's nice is that there is like this ledge or this like wall that's up there that you can actually take cover against. And basically now I'm just waiting for these guys to like get off the ropes. And that ended up being a bad grenade throw, but it actually kind of worked out because it did somewhat damage the shotgunner. I should have waited like another couple seconds and before I threw it, because I probably would have killed all those guys that were over there. And really once that last guy is dead, pick up whatever ammo or weapons that you need, and we'll be moving on to the next chapter.
Thanks for the rope, boys. Hope there's nothing scary at the top. All right, it's all clear. Come on. We're getting close, I know it.